Alright guys, welcome along to another little review here. We're getting into The Crow, Wicked Prayer from 2005. And as far as I know, the last Crow film to be made. And it's not hard to tell why after watching this movie. It's a Crow movie. It does what the Crow does. There's a wrong person killed. Can't rest, comes back to put the wrong things right. And then by the end of the movie, gets to rest in peace again with his loved one. And this one we have Jimmy Cuervo, I hope I pronounced that name right, as played by Edward Furlong as the Crow in this one. So for my money, we're not off to a good start because of that. I think the casting of the Crow, just when you see him, you're thinking, okay, he was a short ass in Terminator 2. He's not much bigger in this movie, so you're thinking, you kind of think the Crow needs to be a bit taller than this, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, the Crow doesn't just bring back similar people, it'll bring back anybody that can't rest in peace, so you can let that one go. The two main villains in here is David Boreanaz. I hope I pronounced his name right. Of course, we all know him as Angel from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and his girlfriend Tara Reid. The two of them are the two main villains. So Edward Furlong's character, along with his girlfriend Lily, are killed in a ritual, satanic ritual. Brenna's character is a cult leader, and he's kind of the angel of death, and his gang is like the four horsemen of the apocalypse. And of course, they have the same sort of names, like famine and all that sort of stuff, for who they are. So yes, he kills the two of them to complete this ritual, so he can take on the power of Satan himself, and take over the planet. Blah blah blah. Over the top kind of idea, but the setting of this one is in a small town in somewhere in Mexico, I want to say. It's been a while since I watched this movie, and there's a whole lot of fighting going on between the people that live there, because there's a mine that people want to keep open. Some of the residents want to close this mine down. It's polluted, and they want to open a casino in its place and whatnot. So there's a lot of people protesting over losing their jobs, all that sort of stuff that's going on in the background. So the girl Lily, the girlfriend to Jimmy, is like a seer kind of for her tribe. She's these eyes that can see and all that sort of stuff. So she's killed for her eyes and whatnot, and he's killed because they need his heart for some reason or another. The movie is, overall, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's worth at least one watch. It is, in my mind, the worst of the Crow movies, but in there you do get some high points. If you're a fan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and the spin-off show Angel, which I am, I'm a big fan of the Angel spin-off. So getting Brenna's in here as the villain, you're thinking to yourself, okay, we're going to get a similar character to what Angelus would have been in Buffy the Vampire Slayer / Angel, and you do get that to a certain extent in this film. When he is on screen as the villain, like, he's chewing up the scenery, cheesing it up. That's good. That's class. He's good when he's on screen, going through that sort of thing. But like the Crow Salvation, the Crow Wicked Prayer also has the fault of not having very good pacing. And as you're getting up towards the end of the movie, I was in 100% up until about 3/4 of the way through, and then it's just like, it gets to a point where, okay, we're going good. Now you've just decided to take a big long break here instead of keeping the story going. There's actually a moment where Furlong's character, Jimmy the Crow, meets up with Brenes and Tara Reid's characters, and instead of having a confrontational fight, they have a moment sitting down to have a little chat at a table. And right enough, in that sequence, he's kind of offering the Crow to join him, more or less, at this point. But they, this character here, unlike Ash's Crow in City of Angels, isn't having that moment of, in City of Angels, Ash had a moment during the movie where he was thinking, do I really want to continue on with this? And, go back to being dead, resting in peace and whatnot, or I don't want to stay here with this girl, Sarah. So he had a moment where the real life was tempting him to stay there. Whereas in this movie, Jimmy doesn't have that. He just wants to get everything sorted, take his revenge out, rest in peace, and whatnot. We do have Dennis Hopper in this movie, and I thought to myself, okay, right, there's quite a few familiar faces and familiar names in this movie. If Hopper's in here, obviously it's going to be a pretty damn good movie if he's in there. So he turns up as like an over-the-top Satanist that is going to help Tara Reid and David Brene's character complete this journey of theirs to bring the power of hell to the world and whatnot. And he is over the top. It's cheesy. Like it's his character in this movie isn't in it for long, but when he is there, I have to say the performance he put on was pretty damn embarrassing. And as you get up into that last act of the movie, it really, like the pacing problems is huge. Get into the final fight of this film, but it does, sort itself out like you would expect a Crow movie to sort itself out by the end of it. But out of the 4 Crow movies at this point, this is the only one that failed the social media test, and that's a test I normally, if I can sit down, watch a film without lifting my phone, scrolling through Facebook or whatever, brilliant movie. The other 3 Crow movies, straight through, beginning to end, feet up, watching them, popcorn, completely in there. This one here, Wicked Prayer, got to about the 3/4 mark, and the point of the movie where it should be picking up towards the final confrontation, the pacing just dropped right out for me. And yeah, I was just like, at one point I really realised how far out of the movie I had gotten, and when I realised and looked back at the TV, we were actually in the final fight, and it was moments away from the finishing kill blow between the 2 main characters. And right, I'm going to have to rewind this for about 5 or 10 minutes and see what I missed. So I can see why this was the last one, but it's, again, The Crow is one of these movies that has the potential to be a big franchise, but the concept and the idea of The Crow is very, very tightly contained, and to get something different done each time is going to be just a little bit difficult to pull off successfully. Obviously, the original Crow done it beautifully. City of Angels did a pretty damn good job. Salvation, grand, no problem. A little bit of a pacing problem. This one here, yeah, it's you'll watch this if you're a completist and you're into The Crow. You'll have to watch this movie just to see it, but it's definitely not one that you're going to be jumping back to watch anytime soon.